Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is SmartTCG. Today we're going to be going over a deck that has been making the rounds recently in online tournaments and has been performing very well and might make a relatively decent play for the upcoming Pokemon World Championships, and that is going to be Darkrai VSTAR. So today I'm going to be going over my exact Darkrai list, kind of going over exactly why like certain cards are in it and how I have been liking it. But Darkrai VSTAR is a card that a lot of people have kind of known has had tons of potential. It really is a card that if it can set up, it can be incredibly powerful in the format. It has all the tools that it needs to be. Truly a special deck. It's just a deck that's really never got there. It has speed, it also has consistency, and it has pretty much an unlimited damage cap as well, which is what truly makes it a viable deck in the standard format. One of the matchups though that has kind of hindered the deck's success rate is the Poké V-Star based matchups. But if you can get around those matchups, if you can figure out how to at least go about 50-50 versus them, this deck does a great job at handling the rest of the metagame. We got Darkrai VSTAR with 270 HP. Really unfortunate doesn't have 280 HP. That would make it significantly better, but 270 is still respectable, a relatively hard Pokemon to knock out. We got Dark Pulse here doing 30 plus 30 more for each Dark Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And then that's VSTAR Power Star Abyss. During your turn, you may put up to 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand so you can get back all those dark patches and stuff like that. Incredibly powerful. This is going to be the list that we are running right now. I can go over some of the cards and then we'll hop into some games as well. We got Crobats for consistency. We got the Galarian Moltres as well. Makes a great one prize attacker. We also got the 2 Galarian Moltres with that Dire Flare wings. Also have our Lumineon for consistency, and then our Radiant Greninja. We got our Dark Patches, which allows us to attach our Dark Energies from our discard pile to our bench Dark Pokemon. We play Ordinary Rod as well. The reason we play Ordinary Rod is because we play a card from the Pokemon Go set, one of the brand new cards, PokéStop, which oftentimes will make you discard valuable resources like maybe a Darkrai VSTAR or just certain pieces that you want to be able to get back with that Ordinary Rod. Also never hurts to put back more Dark Energies back into the deck as well, just in general. Very nice to have. We get the 4 Quick Ball, 4 Scoop Up Net, 4 Trekking Shoes, 4 Ultra Ball, 2 PokéStop. We got 3 Boss's Orders, 4 Research. We don't play any Marnie just because the deck wants to research every single turn. Then we do have Roxanne. Now Roxanne is going to be our counter to that matchup. I would say the Pokemon matchups are the biggest issue with the deck, but if you can stick a Roxanne at the perfect time, you can come back and steal games off them. So that's why I have Roxanne. Also, since you play Lumineon in the Ordinary Rod to get back to Lumineon, you actually have a really good chance of being able to find that Roxanne when you need it. So that's why I really enjoy Roxanne in this deck and has been relatively good. Got the 2 Air Balloon for that mobility. Then we also have the 2 Choice Belt and the 12 Dark Energy to round out the list. So this is my Turbo Dark list as of right now. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And let's get into some games and show off how good this deck actually can be. I think it's going to surprise you a little bit. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, so hopping into our first game here. It looks like we did win the coin flip, so gonna choose to go first here. Let's see exactly what we're able to draw into. We got ourselves a couple Darkrai's, which is definitely strong. Can't really complain about this. Got kind of the setup we'd like to see. We got 2 Darkrai's up. We have a Quick Ball. Also got ourselves a Trekking Shoes as well. Very nice. Gonna be going up against that Mew VMAX deck, one of the most powerful decks in the format. Actually, is a deck that can beat our deck, so it definitely seems like a pretty good challenge here for sure. We're going to definitely want to utilize our 1 prize attackers a little bit more often. Like our Galarian Moltres seems very useful to use. So we're going to bench Darkrai here. Let's start off with a concealed card. It's going to be able to discard and draw 2 here. Trekking Shoes as well. Dark as well. That's actually pretty good because I think at this point what I want to do is I want to preemptively grab the Galarian Moltres. If it's in deck, put it down. Just give them something to worry about as a 1 prize attacker, especially paired up with something like a Boss's Orders as well. Could be very strong for us. Let's use our Scoop Up Net, put the Greninja back into hand. I want to just have that ability to draw as many cards as possible this turn. We're going to use our Crobat here, see if we can get anything else good. Not really. Got ourselves a Moltres here. I guess that's okay to get an energy attachment, but if they don't get a knockout, it could get a little bit weird because they don't have a switching out in hand, but it's okay. Let's just use our Dire Flare wings and let's pass it off to them. So pretty good start here. Definitely got what I want. And yeah, definitely something that is pretty good here. So they got the Mew here. So the question is can they get that Melodious Echo? That's kind of usually what they want to do to be able to kind of regain that prize trade. It's really important for them to get the Melodious Echo turn 1, because if they're not, then they're just naturally going to fall behind in the prize trade severely. And that's where we can really start to take advantage of them. So we'll see what they do. Always good for them to start off with a VIP pass, that's for sure. So we'll see exactly what they're able to do. All right. Alrighty. There is the Chromatic. Discarding, and oh, there is the head. So here comes that Alessa Sparkle. Guaranteed 210 damage here from them. Gotta assume they're going to be going for that guaranteed Alessa Sparkle here. Yep, definitely makes sense. Really smart for them here to go after this. But now what I can do is I can Boss's Orders, chase up that Mew, and take a early knockout on that, which is actually very, very important. We can get that knockout, kind of force them into situations where they have to start attacking with the Meloetta when they don't particularly want to continue to attack with Meloetta. So definitely is a situation where we're actually not in the worst spot in the world. If we can just get this Mew off the field here, we can kind of regain that prize trade. So, all right, they did that. That is fine. Let's promote the Galarian Moltres. Seems okay. Let's evolve into the Darkrai VSTAR here. Let's use our Boss's Orders. Bring up that Mew. We can... I think what we want to do is discard the Research and the Boss's Orders here, because we want to be able to Crobat once again. And we want to have Boss's Orders again for later in the game. So let's Crobat here. Going to be able to draw some cards. Perfect. You love to see that. Be able to get this knockout here. Let's use our concealed cards, discarding and drawing 2 more. There is a Darkrai. Perfect. Let's go there. Have that energy as well. We don't really need to do anything with it. So let's just use our Fiery Wrath, get the knockout, doing 240 damage. And now we do put them in the situation where they really want to be able to find a Boss's Orders this turn. And if they don't, we're going to be able to lock up this game very, very quickly. In this matchup, you typically just want to force them to have Boss's Orders every single turn. If they don't, then they're typically not going to be able to win because their prize trade will be heavily disrupted by the Galarian Moltres. So definitely looking good for us here. If they don't get a Boss's Orders or a Catcher Heads, or they can't at least stream it back-to-back turns, that's kind of the big thing here. So we'll see what they're able to do. There's an energy attachment onto the Mew. And yeah, it kind of seems like the game comes down to this turn, whether or not we're going to be able to take control of the game, or they'll be able to Meloetta their way to victory. So there is the escape rope. Okay. Definitely just compare the Radiant Greninja here. You can have it, right? Like, it's totally okay. Definitely not something I'm too worried about. Looks like they're going to only be able to Genesect for 2 here by how the solo they're playing. Maybe they have something else in hand they're considering using. Not entirely sure, but we're looking good. That's for sure. Let's see. Yep, Fusion Strike system for 2. So that is really rough. That means they might just have to attack into the active, and that means we're going to be able to pretty easily take over this game. So let's see what they're capable of doing here. Another good thing is that we'll be able to knock out the Meloetta and take off 2 more of their Fusion Strike energies, which is huge. Ooh, they got themselves the Quick Ball, which does mean that they can now dig for that Boss's Orders. They have to hit it here, so it's getting a little bit scary, that's for sure. Benching the Meloetta is a sign that they're kind of all in on this play. So going to be very, very close here to see whether or not they do hit it or not. But if they do miss it, then we'll be able to pretty much seal up this game, or put ourselves at least in a very favorable situation. So there is the Genesect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do they find a Power Tablet and a Boss's Orders? Because they already attached return. So those are the only 2 ways that they can get knockout here. And if they don't find them, then as I said, should be in a pretty good situation. So let's see what they can do here. All right. Definitely got some options. Looks like they're weighing them. That's exactly what they're able to do. Because I guess the weird situation is like, yes, if they do get the Boss's Orders, then I might have to rely on... I mean, Roxanne probably wouldn't do anything, so I think I'll just have to hit with a huge Darkrai and hope they can't find Boss's Orders again, which is a possibility because there's only 2 Genesect. And oh no, here comes the Chromatic. Do they flip heads? Oh, they flip tails. Okay, so that's huge here because that gives us an even higher chance that they don't actually have it. So hoping they don't have it. There's a Power Tablet. The question is, do they have the Boss's Orders? We still don't know yet. Oh, they did have the Boss's Order, so they were kind of slow rolling it there. They can retreat, go into the Meloetta here, and use Melodious Echo, taking that knockout. So now I'm in a really rough situation, because I think I might just have to knock out a Genesect here. I think that's what we're probably going to do, is knock out a Genesect with the Galarian Moltres, and the reason is that we want to cut the consistency line. Like, we know that is the consistency to the deck, so I think all we're going to do here is, let's go Radiant Greninja, discard, draw 2. We want to find ourselves our last Boss's Orders on top of this as well. So let's bring that up there. Let's use our Galarian Moltres. And we can use our Fiery Wrath to do 220, taking the knockout, cutting more consistency out of their side of the board there. We'll be able to get ourselves a Darkrai and a Lumineon, which does mean we'll be able to use our boss's orders for game next turn if they do not have it. They got one Genesect. They're down a boss's orders. They're also down a power tablet as well. So the hope is that they don't have it here this turn. They definitely have a lot of cards though, so it's going to be a little bit spooky. There is the Fog Crystal. I wonder what they're going to grab here. Maybe a Pumpkaboo, third Meloetta. Maybe they're just trying to thin out. Definitely some things that they're probably doing here. There is the Evolution Incense as well, which means that a boss's orders is the game here. So we're just hoping that they don't have it. If they don't have it here, we'll be able to escape with this victory as long as we have one final boss in deck. There is the switch going into the Mew. And let's see what they have. It's going to be one final big draw, I think, here. Let's see. This is going to be very close. So I guess they have one Genesect here. Oh, the Rotom Phone. I probably would not have played it, though. I probably do not want to play it there, because the fact that they played it there means that, because they're so likely to find a Genesect in that situation, that they should always hold the Rotom Phone. So maybe we get bailed out here. Maybe they don't find it now. Maybe they get punished. That would be great. There is a second Mew VMAX. All right. There's a Genesect. Oh, and we're probably going to see another Genesect for 3. Oh, there's a Cremomatic. Uh-oh, do they flip heads here? They don't. They flip tails. There's another Rotom Phone. So do they find the boss's orders? This is becoming really, really close here. Are they going to find the boss's orders? This is a photo finish here on whether or not they're going to be able to find it. If they don't, we'll be able to win the game. And we'll see. Here we go. Is the boss there? If it's not there, they're going to have to attack with the Meloetta. And we're going to be able to scrape by with this victory. There's the old cemetery. Do they have it? This is really close. There's the Meloetta. Oh, and they don't have it. Okay, so we're going to be able to take this victory as long as we have one final boss's orders. We know that we play 3. This was super, super close here. We're going to be able to go Dire Flare Wings, use our Lumineon to grab ourselves our final boss's orders. Boss's orders, bring up that Mew, and we'll be able to use Dire Flare. Actually, we already used our Flare Wings. We can just use our Orburn to take the knockout there. 380 damage and barely squeaking by that Mew that drew almost perfectly. All right, that was the first game. Let's get into one more to show off really how strong this deck is. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, so hopping into our game here. Looks like we got ourselves a couple of trekking shoes here. Let's start off with the trekking shoes. Number 1, got ourselves a PokéStop. Definitely like to see that. Definitely going to be important here to use. Use another trekking shoes here. We don't want the Dark Energy. There's another Dark Energy as well. Let's use our PokéStop. Hopefully we can find ourselves something like a Quick Ball. We don't, so let's use another trekking shoes. There's a Darkrai. All right, so that makes things feel a lot better here. We can use our Dire Flare Wings. Let's get an energy attachment on there. Let's attach return as well. You just kind of want to put that pressure on them. You really want to make it hard for them. We just kind of want to guarantee that as well. Going to be able to get that Galarian Moltres. There is their own PokéStop. They discard an Arceus, a Dunsparce, and a Water Energy. That's not looking good. This might be a really quick game for us here if they're not able to do anything. There's the Path to the Peak. And there is the Amarni. So there is a real possibility that they don't actually get anything here. And we might just be able to take a really quick game due to them not setting up. And this is a problem with Arcantels, that oftentimes they just draw really poorly. This is a perfect example of a situation where they just might not be setting up very well. So there is the Level Ball. Going to be getting themselves that Sobble. They did get the Path though, which is very, very important. So if they have an Arceus, they might just be okay. There's the Keep Calling as well, alrighty. So that Path is very, very scary, as we did play the PokéStop, and we weren't really expecting them to Marnie Path turn on. Arcantel doesn't usually do that. So we'll see what they're able to do. All right, there's 1, 2, okay. Got ourselves a Dark Energy here. Let's evolve into the Darkrai VSTAR as well, so we get that out. Then we can use our Orburn, taking that knockout there. Really, really important. Going to be hopefully digging for a supporter of some sort to get ourselves out of this little funk here. But other than that, their start's not great, and they might have to Marnie me again. Very, very possible that they do that. So maybe, just maybe, we'll be okay. There's the pass there. Yeah, it doesn't look like they got much of anything. We're going to use that Orburn. Once again, taking that knockout. Even though we're not drawing great, we're slowly stacking energies up. We're getting so much time to be able to get ourselves out of this situation. There's another energy. So the energies just keep coming here. Definitely looking good. Question is what are they going to be able to do here? Not a good start. but they can win. It is still very possible that they could win here if they can get an Arceus, get that set up, build for that next turn. Very, very possible that they can make a comeback here. So it's not over just yet. There's a double turbo attachment. Maybe we will just see a double spin. Yep, and there is the double spin there. Not looking good. So Argento completely tanking here, and it looks like we'll be able to take over. There's another energy attachment, and there's a concession. Yeah, so just not able to get going there. Just quick and easy win versus the Arceus and Teleon deck. As I said, not able to get going there very quickly, but we'll take those dubs when we can get them, because that is a deck that can sometimes brick. Anyways, that's going to do it for me today. If you enjoy the content I provide, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But with that being said, this is SmartTCG, and I'll speak with you again soon. Peace out.